Everybody, this is Roger with Roger's Reviews, and today we're going to be talking about living expenses and trying to live under your means. And this is very important early in life because that way you can invest more. So if you live under your means, you can invest more of your money and compound more of your extra money. So that way when you're older, you won't have to work as hard, or maybe you might not have to work at all. So I'm just going to briefly explain how I'm trying to lower my expenses and try to get to the point where I can invest more money so I can retire earlier. So the name of the game is living under your means, and then that way you can invest the rest of your money. So we have a tree service. I own all the equipment, and basically we have it set up to where we have LLC. So basically the actual ownership is in my mom's name, and all the equipment belongs to me, so I lease it back to the company, so we get more tax breaks that way. And also too, I don't have all the overhead, and I don't have all the expenses directly coming on my account. It's basically coming out of the company account. So that said, I live in a condo, one bedroom condo, and the condo is paid for. We were able to purchase it. It was Freddie Mac. It was a repo, and it was completely refurbished. So we got it under market value. If you're looking for a place to live and you can find a condo, it's like a Freddie Mac. If you're a first-time buyer, you get an advantage because Freddie Mac wants to sell to homeowners. So a lot of times you can get a better deal because you have 1 month before the investors come in, because usually the investors have the money, they have the equity, they just snatch them up. So you have 1 month to buy the home or the condo before investors come in. So look for Freddie Mac and offer them a deal and try to get it before that first month. And if you're a first-time buyer, sometimes you can snatch them up. So condos paid for. There's an association fee of $175 a month. So basically it's around $200 a month. Covers your trash, anything on the outside. What's nice about a condo too is the association fee pays for everything on the outside. So the roof, shingles, all the amenities like trash, water. Basically all you have to pay is electric. And they do have like a pool, they have a workout room, and they have a room basically that you can rent out or you can ask about, and it has a pool table and ping pong table and stuff. If you have a party or something, you can ask beforehand. It's like $40, but if not, if you're just going in by yourself, you can use the pool table, as long as there's you and maybe 1 or 2 people can go in. But if it's a group of party, you have to rent it, and that goes back to the association. And they also have security systems, and they have landscapers, pool people, maintenance crew that go around and fix everything on the outside. You're just responsible for the inside. The only thing on the outside you're responsible for is like your air conditioner. Other than that, you're set. So it keeps your expenses pretty low. If you have more than a 1 bedroom, of course, the association fees go up. I think a 2 bedrooms like $225, and 3 bedrooms like $250 or something like that. So I stuck with the 1 bedroom because the rooms are bigger. 2 bedrooms have smaller rooms. I also drive a Nissan Leaf, which is paid for. I paid $8,500 for it, paid it in cash, paid it off, and then basically it's about $1 a day to drive it if you drive it 100 miles. So I usually don't drive 100 miles a day, so it's less than $1 a day to drive. The most expensive thing is insurance, around $100 a month, but that's pretty cheap. I just have basic liability. And if I charge at my mom's house, she has solar panels. Charging's free, and I'm hoping to get solar panels at my shop, so charging will be free at the shop as well. I also have a 2004 Hyundai Sonata I got for $100 from a customer. I had to put about $400 or $500 in it. By the time I got plates and insurance, it was about $800 investment. But I used that to go out of town because my electric car only goes like 100 miles. So I got tired of driving my truck because it gets 8 miles a gallon. This car gets like 25 or 30 miles a gallon. So it's a lot cheaper if I decide to go out of town. So that chart, I added the insurance on there, so it's about $60 a month. So I pay 160 or so a month, close to almost 200 a month for insurance, and I don't spend much gas because I only drive it basically, once or twice a week. I also have the F-250 truck I bought from a customer for $12,500. It was worth $30,000, so I couldn't pass up that deal. I didn't really want to buy another gas vehicle, but sometimes when you buy things for less than half price, you can't pass them up. So that's used for business. The business pays the gas and insurance. I don't drive it too much personally, so it's just the gas is just too much. So unless I have to pick something up from the store, have something big to pull, I don't really use it. I just keep it parked at the shop. Have a 96 T100 I paid $1,250 for. Insurance same, about $60-$80, and it's mainly used for work, but it gets pretty good mileage. It gets like 25 miles a gallon, and it has a big gas tank, so I can do like 300 or 400 miles on a tank of fuel. But we use that if I have to go out of town and I have to carry something. But other than that, it just stays at the shop and runs parts back and forth to the shop. I eat out probably, depends, maybe anywhere from 4 or 5 times a month, sometimes 10 times a month, depending. But I don't go anywhere real expensive. I usually go to Burger King, and I get like their coupon deal, and I usually buy a sandwich for me and whoever I'm with. It's like I think it's like $8 or $9. You get 2 meals, so I eat there maybe once a week. I get 2 Whoppers, 2 fries, and 2 drinks for $8.99 or something like that. And then if I don't go there, I go to Waffle House, and it's usually just me or one other person. And usually I try to spend under $20. Or I'll go to Grumpy's by myself or one other person, or Cracker Barrel. My mom likes going to Cracker Barrel, so we go there like once a month. But I try to keep it under $20. So, and then plus tip. So usually if I'm by myself, it's 20. If I'm with someone else, it's 25 or $30. But I try to minimize that to once or twice a week. And that's kind of like where I splurge, because if you live alone by yourself, sometimes on certain meals, it's actually less expensive to go out and eat, because by the time you buy all that stuff and cook it, it's sometimes you waste more money because you have to buy bigger quantities. And by the time I go to eat it, or it stays in the fridge, it's rotten, I have to throw it out. So sometimes when you're single and or you live by yourself, certain things that you eat sometimes are less expensive, like anything fresh, like fresh vegetables, food that goes bad and really quickly, like in a couple days. Sometimes you're better off going to go out to eat, find a restaurant that's very reasonable, and go eat fresh stuff like Thai food or Vietnamese food where you have fresh vegetables, which I like to eat. You have to really go out to eat to get that because if you try to cook it at home, you don't eat it every single day, it'll go bad, and you'll end up probably wasting money, because that food needs to be eaten every day. So that's my meals eating out. I have I wear about the same thing every day. I wear the jeans or shorts, and it's kind of like a uniform because I'm usually working. So even on my weekends, I pretty much wear the same thing. Wear jeans mainly in the wintertime, shorts in the summer. Buy most of my stuff at Walmart, so everything I wear is under $100. I buy my pants online; they're about 40. The boots are about 50 or $60, and then so basically keep my wash. I do laundry like once or twice a week, and so everything I wear is like $100. I have a machine that actually oxygenates the water, so I don't have to buy laundry soap. So basically, I don't buy laundry soap, and I don't use hot water because it actually works better with cold water. So I save money on laundry soap. I have a couple old laundry soaps. Like if I have a real dirty stain and I get really dirty that day, I squirt just a little bit in a squirt bottle or some Awesome in there. Other than that, I don't use laundry soap. And also I noticed that my skin's a lot better since I haven't been using those chemicals. So that machine cost about $600. I installed it myself, but I figure over a year it'll pay for itself, and then every year after that I'll be saving money. make my own purified water. I have a machine that does that also, and it's actually better than the bottled water because I can set my own pH balance. That machine was over $1,000, but I figure it saves me money just by not having to haul the water. Plus, I know what I'm getting. If I buy bottled water, who knows what's in it. And if you have bottled water, the cheap stuff, it actually breaks down the bottle. That's why when you buy bottled water, especially the cheaper stuff, it tastes like plastic because that water's been sitting in the bottle and it's actually picking up all those chemicals in the bottle. So I'd rather make my own water, and then I don't have to carry it up the steps because I live on the second floor. So all my equipment's paid for, my condo's paid for, every single thing is paid for. We just have a little bit of debt on our shop, but other than that, all my cars are paid for, equipment's paid for. So we have about $600 or $700 a month going out for a mortgage on the shop. And then our biggest expense right now is this payroll. So, but it kind of fluctuates because we have a payroll company and they take care of all our workers' comp, and it's also a temp service. So we can basically hire more people as needed, and we have a couple subcontractors that we use too, so they're not always on payroll. So we just have a salesman on payroll, and we have one employee on payroll. Well, I'm on payroll, but we can fluctuate my income depending on how much work. So I don't get paid if we don't work. And same with the bookkeeper. She only gets paid when she works. So we have a fluctuating scale, but right now our biggest expense is salary and employees. Salesman gets payroll. He's if we don't work, he still gets paid. And then one of our employees at the shop, he still gets paid because we have shop work to do. But other than that, nobody gets paid unless we get work. So we've kind of minimized our expenses that way. But that is our biggest expense as of now. We've kind of minimized everything. So pretty soon we're going to refinance the payment on the shop. We're going to take that debt and put it somewhere else. So basically, the business will have no debt, and then all we'll have is basically payroll and electric. And then if we get solar panels on the shop, then it'll lower the electric bill because electric bill is like $200 or $300 a month. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to minimize our liabilities and our expenses. And then that way we can take more money and invest it and compound it so we can retire early. But anyway, this is just a little breakdown of some of our expenses we have, just to give you an idea of what we're trying to do to lower our expenses on our liabilities and try to follow that pattern to basically decrease your liabilities and expenses, try to increase your income, and try to increase your purchasing of assets. So the more assets you buy, the earlier you can retire. So this is Roger with Roger's Reviews. I hope this helped you a little bit, and it kind of gave you an insight of how we do it, and hopefully you can do the same. Please crush the like button and follow along with us. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully within a week or two we'll be at our goal. And thanks for watching, and have a great day.